Hey, and welcome to Weekly Tips. Today, you're joined by me, Daniel, and we're going to be painting this cartoon dog. So let's bark on into this and paint this cartoon dog. So as I delve into painting this doggo, this fluffy dog I found on pixabay.com. I first draw the initial sketch. Now, a little bit of it isn't recorded, but that's okay. It made me work on this painting for more than 90 minutes, just a little bit more, not too much. So it's still kind of in the 90-minute category. But yeah, I delve into the painting. I do a sketch and then I block in some initial colors. Now, I think I should have really worked at that drawing a little bit more, because that's what the initial image is about. But yeah, trying to get that image looking very close was challenging, but I could have spent less time on the color because all I needed to do really is make a really good outline. And then I could have clip masked it and blanked in that color very quickly. And now you could do this as a vector in Illustrator, but for me, I'm doing it in Photoshop. So, it's a little bit different. Photoshop, I've got to paint it. There's tools like the clipping mask tool and those kind of things that help speed processes along and get things done a little bit faster. And I did kind of initially blank in that color very quickly, that background color of his, that gray tone. I think I got the color a little bit wrong, but I'm not too fussed. It doesn't really matter for the color of the dog as long as the tones are correct. You could make him like blue for some reason. Maybe he got dyed blue or something, green like the Hulk. It doesn't really matter, but as long as those tones make sense, you use those white highlights, you use that darker tone there in the image. It's actually a little bit more orangey, but I wasn't gonna spend all the time in the world trying to get that color right. I did spend a little bit of time trying to get that color right, especially like within the mouth, the tongue color, all of the colors I was trying to get as accurate as possible without color dropping. And even when I did color drop, I didn't have the exact kind of color in there, as well as trying to repaint the whole thing if I found a perfect color that fitted the image. So for me, trying to get the tones was the biggest thing. Trying to get the image looking as accurate as possible as well. I think I had a really good starting sketch, not like the best in the world, but it was a good starting sketch, and that's what made my attempt at this dog a little bit better. Because yeah, I did get that initial sketch. Again, I could have spent a little bit more time on that, but that's okay. That's what I did. It's the whole process is what I worked on. And I still fixed up the image as I moved forward as well. If using the clipping mask tool, I kind of made his head a little bit bigger. As you can see I'm doing here, I just kind of use transform tool and clipping mask to help me to fix that up. And that's what's cool about digital as well. You can cut and paste things and fix things up. If its legs is not too big, you don't exactly have to draw the whole body again. You can just cut his legs off and make them a little bit bigger if you feel like they need to be bigger. Possibly looking here, he could have had a little bit bigger legs now looking at it. But yeah, obviously this 90-minute art challenge, I don't always notice these things, within that 90 minutes. Sometimes you do need to go away, have a break. And sometimes I do that, sometimes I do like 45 minutes of the challenge or halfway challenge. I go away and come back or something like that, sometimes. And that's not always due to me just being like, I need a break, from it. It's just how it happens sometimes, I do the first 40 minute, 5 minute, got something to do, and then, do the next half of the challenge. Most of the times I am, start challenge and I just go for it. So, feel free to do this 90-minute art challenge. Again, here you can see I kind of redo the drawing a little bit again. Dealt everything back. I had a really okay-ish looking image, and looks like I just kind of started again in a way. Yeah, and I had the time for it because in the first 45 minutes I was pretty much like, it's done, and I had 45 minutes to go, so I was like, yep, here we go, why don't we fix it up again, so it's kind of like redrawing it, but it's not redrawing. Now you can see it coming along a bit better. But you can see, I've done a sketch. I kind of rendered that sketch and it didn't work out per se, or it could be better, So I kind of, wasted that time and all that rendering a bad sketch in a way. It wasn't the baddest sketch in the world, but, so if I was after time, and within 90 minutes it is kind of after time, yeah, I could have really worked at that sketch a little bit more, but a little bit after I did work on that sketch, I saw the image, found, I see it's not 100% working, there's something that needs to change, and yeah, dialed it back, repainted it, redrew it. And sometimes you don't notice it until you get to that stage, unfortunately. But the best you can do is just, keep a eye open at what you're creating. Having that initial painting done, and then editing that painting really helped as well, because I kind of jot down where things are and how I'm going to paint things. It kind of was an underpaint in a way. Yeah. And I think I did an alright result in the end. So hopefully you guys go and do this challenge. It's interesting doing something in another style. It does help a lot. It really shows you how to break paintings down, what's important about, achieving something like this versus just painting a reference material and drawing what you're seeing. It's a little bit different. It is drawing what you're seeing, but it's drawing something within that style, which is really cool, really fun exercise, and it is really helpful. In next week, or in next week's weekly tip, I will be taking the style and using it. So that's going to be interesting. You see all that, paint this in your style, and I'll be painting it in this style per se. And I've seen that too, where they paint your character or character you have or you in different styles, like as a SpongeBob character, as a Star Wars character, what would you look like? Painting it in that way. And it's the same process. If another dog looked like this, reference here, he had the same style, what would it look like? And how would I paint that? There's always an interesting problem to solve once you understand the style of this dog, then using it to create something new, something interesting. It really, it's fun and brings things out and gives you a new tool set of things you can illustrate. So it's awesome. Let me know, down in the comments, any thoughts and feelings you have, about this whole process of me drawing this dog. If you enjoyed any of these weekly tips, any of the videos I've been creating in the last, few weeks or so and months. And if you like this drawing here, if you are going to attempt it, anything like that, just let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe as usual. Keep drawing, everyone, keep creating, and see you in the next video.